WWF, and what a confrontation last night at Backlash in the Boiler Room Brawl match. They used tables, they used chairs, they broke glass on each other. It was a war, James.
That's right, and then finally Mankind was able to break one of those PCV valves that steam or whatever hit Paul White, the Big Show, right in the face, and then he was crushed underneath thousands of pounds of those steel rods. When they fell down, Mankind escaped, but there was Boss Man and Test.
Mankind escaped to win the matchup, but Boss Man and Test were awaiting on Mankind, assaulting Mankind, and then rising from the ashes like a 500-pound phoenix was the Big Show. And the Big Show was backing down the Boss Man, who seemingly did want none of the Big Show, but Test, he did pass the test with a sight. A young man in his 20s is the Big Show. He is a franchise ball player at 500 pounds. The most amazing athlete that I have ever seen in any sport.
Well, right now, currently, JR, he is the world's largest professional athlete in any sport in the world. Look at the size of the guy.
And you gotta wonder how the Big Show and Mankind are going to coexist here tonight.
Big Show. Yes, it's a big bad show tonight.
And their opponents from the corporation at a combined weight of 592 pounds, Test and the Big Bushman.
Well, these two guys really haven't been getting along that great. I heard Shane McMahon kind of read the riot act to both of them. And last night on Heat, it was the Boss Man and Kane, and the Boss Man blaming Test for his problems against Kane.
That's right, and that one was accidental, but this one, I'm not sure whether this might not have been on purpose by the Big Boss Man with a nightstick in the back of Test. He goes down to defeat at the hands of Viscera, but Shane McMahon, like you said, has told these guys they better get their act together.
Big Boss Man and Test, again, having some, shall we say, philosophical differences here. But in any event, after being in that boiler room, Mankind and Big Show, you got to wonder if they're going to be on the same page as Test and Mankind started out here.
And then you still, like we saw at the top of the segment, we got X-Pac looking around for Kane in the back. They're partners that have already had a disagreement. I think maybe X-Pac is just upset that Kane doesn't trust him.
Hard shoulder tackle by Mankind. Ooh. And Mankind one step ahead there of the youngster Test, who gets the tag to the Big Boss Man.
Mankind, Mick Foley, you got to say it, the most unique athlete in the history of this industry. And I'll tell you, it's not often when a guy like Mankind, Mick Foley, he deserves to get to the top, and he made it. It's not often the guy that deserves it gets it.
Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, there's a cover right there. Mankind trying to get the 3 on the Boss Man. Tonight, Ken Shamrock, the world's most dangerous man, takes on Bradshaw of the Ministry, and Bradshaw wore Shamrock out last night with a baseball bat. You can imagine how Shamrock's going to be tonight. But what about tonight? Listen to this, ladies and gentlemen. Shane McMahon, the boy wonder, will meet The Rock, and I didn't make any mistakes there. The Rock and Shane McMahon will fight tonight here on Raw. And the Boss Man doesn't look like he is even remotely interested in tagging Test.
He just turned his back on Test. Test tried for the tag, and but he did just blast Mankind in the back of the head, and now the tag.
The Boss Man made the tag himself there.
Well,
real personality issues with Boss Man and Test, but be that as it may, the Boss Man, 6'6", 300 pounds. He is a lethal son of a gun, and now Test getting some cheap shots in on Mankind. Thus far, the Boss Man and Test have not allowed Mankind to make a tag to the Big Show.
Well, Mankind trying to come back out from underneath this punishment. Boss Man and Test have not worked very well as a cohesive tag team, but it's been enough to keep Mankind on the offensive.
Well, those right hands of the Boss Man are scintillating. There's no doubt about that. He'll be a part of a huge extravaganza this Saturday night in the Arrowhead Pond in Anaheim. What a live extravaganza that's going to be in Southern California. And again, the right hand gets in.
Boss Man staying on top of Mankind, and his hope now, Mankind's, is to get to that corner and make that tag because Paul White is rested and ready.
I'll guarantee you, everybody in this match, quite frankly, including Mankind, better be leery of that Big Show if he gets in that ring. Oh my! The back of Boss Man's head smacked Mankind right in the face. And don't forget, folks, Vince McMahon has left this arena to go meet The Undertaker in a transaction that will certainly change the course of this company, but more importantly, it will see Stephanie McMahon safe and sound, hopefully, back with her dad.
Wait a minute, Mankind got the tag of the Big Show, and here he comes. This is the show.
Big Show wanted some of the Boss Man. He couldn't get it last night. Oh, what a headbutt there. And the Boss Man looks like a small child. Remember, he's 6'6" and 300 pounds. But the Big Show is 500 pounds, and the Boss Man, almost sprinting to his corner, makes the tag to Test, who will come in, oh yeah, whether he likes it or not.
All the way to the middle of the ring with one arm, the Big Show.
Big Show not, oh, there's a low blow. Boss Man with a low blow that went undetected by the referee. And trying to double team here. Oh my God! It looked like a 757 Airborne. Big Show Airlines.
And the crash landing came on the corporation, and Boss Man and Test are both. Wait a minute.
Well, this Big Show is a phenomenon. And here, the Big Show wants Boss Man. Mankind with a DDT on Test, but the Big Show wants some of the Boss Man.
Big Show wasn't going to take the sacrifice. He wants the Boss Man, but here comes Mr. Sacco, and he's still covered in blood from last night.
Mankind with a mandible claw on Test, and this maybe is over.
Can you believe it? That sock's still covered with... just shoved down Test Scully.
Somehow or another, Mankind and the Big Show were able to walk out of here. And after they saw what they did last night, and you didn't, the encore backlash is tomorrow night. Bottom line is that Mick Foley and the Big Show mutually respect each other, but can't say the same for Test and Boss Man.
They are nose to nose, and each is blaming the other. It looks like the Boss Man is all.
And Test had heard enough.
He was fed up.
Test had been belittled enough by the ball. Look out! And the Boss Man with that nightstick. The Boss Man from behind, we should add, with that nightstick, and now right in the ribs.
He's 330
to live and learn. That bottom up.
He's 330 pounds to begin with. What did he need a stick for? And to jump the guy from behind.
You can't do any better than that. He's gonna have to kick the hell out.
Boy, I tell you what, it's been a very volatile night, to say the least, where Vince McMahon is waiting for the Undertaker's arrival. Vince still waiting. He has his briefcase, as you can see, with some very important documents. And, of course, everybody, including the Rattlesnake, got to be intrigued by this entire situation. Folks, what's Austin going to do now?
If she'd have been here instead out in Hollywood, running around with Francis Ford Coppola or whatever his name is.
There we go, Val Venus going up on top now. And D'Lo Brown back up to his feet.
Oh!
And that certainly will put a hitch in your get-along.
If he had hit the money shot, that would have been it, but D'Lo Brown had more than one trick up his sleeve.
D'Lo Brown looking for the suplex and hits it, floats over. Great move, lateral press, and Val Venus showing some tenacity, getting a left shoulder off the canvas.
I thought, to be honest with you, that would be it, JR, because when he hit that superplex and spun right over, it looked like Val was in Weirdsville.
Don't forget Triple H and badass Billy Gunn, former teammates in DX. They get it on here tonight, as do Mankind and the Big Show together against the big boss man in Test. And what about The Rock and Shane McMahon? Wait, nice roll up there by Val and a near fall. I can't believe Shane McMahon is going to fight The Rock right here tonight on Raw.
And not only did he agree to it, but he agreed to it with relish, did Shane McMahon. It looks like, I don't know, he's got to have something up his sleeve because Shane McMahon cannot believe he can finish off The Rock one-on-one.
Oh, he's got a big ego. There's no doubt about that. He is the boy wonder, but he is the man in charge right now. That was a side Russian leg sweep. D'Lo Brown in trouble, and now the big Val Boski. Here comes Nicole.
Look at Val Venus.
Val has avoided Nicole Bass since last night. Val left before backlash.
Nicole has got to be smitten with Val Venus. She's got some kind of romantic entanglement or something.
I think Nicole is on a Val Boski watch, and a nice elbow there by Val.
Val better hope that this match continues because what's in the ring is not as scary for him as what's on the floor.
Nicole Bass saying that Val owes her. And, oh, look out! Oh! D'Lo with a victory over Val Venus.
Here is your winner, D'Lo Brown.
Nicole Bass, as smitten as she may be with Val Venus,
She certainly didn't help Val's career, but Val, get out of there! The match was bad enough, but what's standing over you is even worse.
And wait, there's Ivory. Ivory she's a little spitfire.
Well, she hasn't forgotten that choke slam, but
That was last night on Heat when Ivory gave Nicole the ride of her life. And I'll tell you what, I don't think Ivory is dressed for fighting here. And Nicole, who's about 6'3", ladies and gentlemen, I say 240 pounds if she's an ounce, and she's all muscle. And I'm sure for some folks, somewhat attractive.
who?
For some folks, I don't know.
Well, Val Venus is heading for higher ground, and I don't blame him a doggone bit.
What the hell are you looking at?
Hey, man, it's the guy's daughter.
Don't give a rat's who it is.
Time now for the WWF Slam of the Week.
There's Test, there's the boss man. It's a corporate board meeting. And Mankind is getting assaulted. Wait a minute, there's a big show. The big show. Hell to this show, Test. Oh no, it's showtime. It's showtime. I think the big show respects Mick Foley for all he's done.
That was the WWF Slam of the Week.
Billy Gunn, what are your thoughts going into your matchup tonight against former D-Generation X leader Triple H?
Well, I guess Triple H has decided that he is too good for DX, so I guess it's up to one of us to remind him where he came from. You see, Mr. Ass doesn't fail, so I guess it's up to me to get the job done correctly.
Well, I'll tell you what, that's pretty strong remarks regarding X-Pac. This is going to be a hell of a matchup right here, I can guarantee you that. Triple H, of course, with China.
Following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring, being accompanied by corporation member and the ninth wonder of the world, China, from Greenwich, Connecticut, weighing in at 260 pounds, Triple H.
Well, certainly, ladies and gentlemen, we started this night off with an explosion. The Rock joined in the ring by the corporation led by Shane McMahon. And as we will see, the verbal exchange went down, and then it was Triple H being more than happy to get a cheap shot in. We'll take you back to earlier tonight, and here's what happened. The Rock in the ring with Shane. And keep your eye on Triple H.
Yeah, right there.
Helms had turned to the cheap shot, and then China got one in, and then she got a nice little receipt from The Rock.
Well, she put herself in a man's place, and she got treated like a man, but then it was a hungry wolf pack on them.
Triple H and China.
His opponent, he weighs in at 268 pounds.
This H here, one-on-one, and already tonight The Rock has been fired from the corporation. Shane McMahon and The Rock one-on-one tonight, and this is a continuation of Triple H's vendetta, so to speak, against his former teammates in DX.
And Mr. Ass came in that ring loaded for bear after those comments that he made, which I don't think were entirely deserved. I think X-Pac had a tremendous match against Triple H. Could have been the match of the night, and it was China that helped out in that one, or X-Pac may have taken it.
Tremendous athleticism here by these two youngsters. Ooh. And what a drop kick by a 6'5", 270-pounder. And Billy Gunn. Oh, boy, I tell you what, Mr. Ass is hammering and hammering, overpowering Triple H. Got him back in the corner, and Triple H knows that gesture very well. As a matter of fact, he probably created it.
And he left himself open there, did Mr. Ass, because Triple H is going to capitalize on any mistake, and he's going to do it instantly.
Nice takeover, and Mr. Ass has hurt that left knee there from that takedown by Triple H.
Well, they both went straight over, but Triple H now coming outside. Looks like he's right in front of us.
Mr. Ass writhing in pain right out here, taking that knee, that damaged knee of Mr. Ass around the ring post.
JR, that's the same thing that he did last night in the match with X-Pac. He knew X-Pac had a bad neck. He targeted the neck. In this case, Mr. Ass has injured the knee. He's going to target the knee.
X-Pac got a stinger last night. Could have had a very severe neck injury. Thank God it wasn't. And there's a chop block, and down goes Mr. Ass at the hands of Triple H. And Triple H had no problem exploiting that neck injury of X-Pac last night, almost borderlining on being sadistic in my view.
Well, yeah, you say, thank goodness it couldn't have been worse. No thanks to Triple H. He tried to make it worse, and that's the same thing he's doing now with the knee here on Mr. Ass.
Triple H, if you followed his career, you know how close he was with the members of DX, including this man, Mr. Ass, to really communicate thoroughly with Kane.
He doesn't seem to understand. He doesn't really seem to. He just goes his own way.
Wait a minute. We got the Brood. The Brood's attacking Kane on the outside. I think
the Brood. It doesn't look like the Brood was going to give up so easy after that loss.
I can't see them.
I see just motion.
The flickering lights. I can't see exactly what has happened here. There's somebody in the ring and people outside of the ring.
Somebody just fell across the ring or somebody. Oh my.
The Brood delivered a bloodbath to Kane, and
the part of him that wasn't red is now red. Kane is drenched in it.
Oh, wait a minute. The only person Kane sees is X-Pac. He didn't do it, Kane. It was the Brood. Kane lashing out at X-Pac.
He was the only one that was there when Kane turned around. X-Pac was the one that was standing there.
Somehow Kane must have thought, well, The Rock is, looks like he's getting a little antsy, waiting for his matchup with Shane McMahon live here tonight. The Rock and Shane McMahon.
With this waiting, oh, God, a long night. She's gonna be her.
Hello?
Vince, you know who this is.
I know who this is. Just tell me, how's Stephanie?
She's fine, Vince. As a matter of fact, she's real fine. And you know what I've got. And you know what I want.
Listen, I brought everything, just like you said. You got controlling interest. You got it signed, sealed. Now, I want Stephanie back, and I want her back now.
Oh, you've planned ahead. I like that. Once I get those documents, Stephanie will be returned to you unharmed. But if you slip up just once, you'll never see your precious little girl again.
If you so much as harm a hair on her head, so help me, you son of a.
Now, Vince, is that any way to talk to your daughter's soulmate? You just get me those documents. Deliver them at 10 p.m. sharp by the loading dock in the Grand Chalet Hotel parking garage. Oh, there's one more thing.
What?
I don't want you to deliver them. Vince, I want Steve Austin to bring them to me.
What?
Alone.
I can't ask Austin to do that.
Hey, that's your problem.
Now, wait a minute. Hello?
Vince,
What do you
your
mean?
problem, not mine.
No, it's... Hello? Hello?
Son of a...
Ladies and gentlemen, the WWF Champion, Stone Cold Steve Austin!
A standing ovation for Stone Cold Steve Austin, who went through a war last night with a Rock and successfully retained the WWF title. And I'm virtually sure, well, not if Austin's even aware of what just went down regarding The Undertaker's deadline, his demand on Vince McMahon.
I don't think he can be aware. He was ready to come out here in this arena with... But I'll tell you one thing about Stone Cold. Every obstacle they put in front of him, he has gone over them, and he is still the man.
Stone Cold Steve Austin got his property back last night, that smoking skull belt. And surprisingly, from Vince McMahon.
Stone Cold, last night at Backlash, you overcame all odds. You remained at the top of the mountain. You defeated The Rock. You're still WWF champion.
Well, you're damn right I overcame it. Get your out of the ring.
Hope they don't pay Michael by the hour.
You damn right I overcame all odds, and I did exactly what I said I was gonna do. As far as The Rock coming out here saying he beat my all over the ring, done. All you got to do is watch that match and see that Stone Cold Steve Austin on his own beat you sorry, and that's all I got to say about that.
What a match it was. Wait a minute. Now there's
He couldn't.
Vince McMahon.
He's not going to actually.
Vince McMahon is making his way to the ring, and certainly the hatred between these two well documented.
I don't mean to interrupt, but I guess maybe I do. This is not easy for me, but what I'm trying to say, make a long story short, I need your help.
You said what? You need my help? Is that what you said?
I need your help. The Undertaker has my daughter, Stephanie, and I need your help.
You got to clear this up exactly for me. What are you trying to say? Just go ahead and say something, because you ain't making no sense.
Well, this isn't... It's not anything personal. I know that you don't like me. I know you never will. And the feeling is somewhat mutual. But it's not about you and me. This is personal, and it involves my daughter, Stephanie. And Steve, you can help me.
With all due respect to you and your little daughter, hell, son, I got a million problems on my own. So as far as I'm concerned, I really don't give a rat's about your problems.
But Steve, the Undertaker's he's made some demands. He's asked for some documentation, and that's all right with me. I don't care about the documentation. But he's made other demands. He's demanded that instead of me delivering the documentation to him, he's demanded that you deliver that documentation. And if you do that, I really believe that everything will be fine with my daughter, Stephanie. And I think you can understand my point of view as a father.
What you're saying is Vince McMahon needs Stone Cold Steve Austin. That's what you're saying. So if that's true, if that is true that Vince McMahon needs Stone Cold Steve Austin, then that's what I want you to say to me. Say to me, Vince McMahon needs Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Vince McMahon needs Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Never thought I'd hear that.
That all sounds real good, Vince, but hell, you must think that I have a real horrible memory because the last 15 months, every single night I come to work, you see fit to put my life, make my life a living hell, and I will give you credit. You have done one hell of a job. Stone Cold Steve Austin never forgets one single thing that happens right here in the World Wrestling Federation. So, since Vince McMahon needs Stone Cold Steve Austin, I'll say this. By the same token, Stone Cold Steve Austin needs Vince McMahon to kiss his and that's the bottom line, 'cause Stone Cold said so.
I think the answer is no. Stone Cold is not going to deliver the document to The Undertaker in return for Vince McMahon's daughter, Stephanie.
Well, JR, what you sow, so shall you reap. But what will Vince McMahon do now?
The Rattlesnake's feelings toward Vince McMahon run very deep, quite obviously. And Vince is in one hell of a dilemma. But the Rattlesnake has spoken.
Look at Vince's face. How can Vince McMahon possibly reconcile this situation?
Vince is in one hell of a dilemma.
What else can I do? I'll go deliver it myself.
Don't you think we should go with you?
No.
Be careful, Vince.
No, he asked for Austin, and Austin's not coming.
Be careful.
Do it myself.
Take care.
Well, Vince McMahon's got about 15, 17 minutes to meet The Undertaker at 10 o'clock.
That's right, 10 o'clock was the deadline. Only Vince McMahon isn't the proper courier.
Well, folks, last night Val Venus was involved in an impromptu handicap match. Val Venus against D'Lo and Ivory, and here came Nicole Bass. And Nicole Bass took matters into her own hands without Val asking to offer an assist. And then she shocked us all when she said this to the big Valboski.
I want your slide trombone in my brass section.
That's a horrifying visualization, I'll tell you that.
Hello, ladies.
You better recognize
Wait a minute, here comes D'Lo Brown. D'Lo Brown and Val Venus one-on-one here. Of course, D'Lo was traveling with Ivory. So D'Lo and Val going one-on-one here.
And Ivory right there along ringside. These two have seen each other before, and I just hope that We don't see any more of Nicole Bass. Did you see that look on her face when she lusted after the big Val Boski?
Well, it was a rather adoring look for Nicole. It would seem like somewhat romantically interested in Val Venus. And nice spine buster there by Val Venus on D'Lo Brown. And folks are going to keep you apprised of this Vince McMahon Undertaker situation. Vince to meet the Undertaker at the top of the hour. At least that is what the Undertaker has set forth in a clothesline knockdown by Val.
Well, he asked Austin, you know, Austin just flat out refused, and you got to think those bad feelings go way deep, go a long way back. But look at D'Lo Brown. Talk about your trombones. He just rang Val Venus's bell. And I got to think as a romantic pair, Val and Nicole.